eventually. Right, back on the cannon for a bit for this one. Where are we? Oh, flipping heck. Apparently I'm supposed to be really energetic and live and upbeat on these, but yeah. Actually, I'm quite excited to do this one. So this is a Borghini. Hope you can hear me. It's a Borghini. It's a Borghini what? Alpina, by the looks of this. Yeah, Borghini Alpina. Yeah, I'll give you a close-up in a minute of it, but it's been well loved. It's another one of Jerry's bikes, so it's basically just arrived at my doorstep and just gone, help me. She's ridden it to death, as is her way. You know, that's what she does. That's weird. Tie wrapped on. I'll have to have a look at that. I suspect that's what's causing those problems up there, or it's just that bar's bent. That's a bit better. We're going to have to get them off. Right, so what's up with it? Everything. It needs a good service. I've started looking at the chain's well past its sell-by date, which does worry me a bit because it's a Campag. It's not a Campag chain though, but it could quite possibly be the original chain. So we've got a KMC chain for that. Campag Nolo chains are just ridiculous, and to be honest, SRAM chains and Shimano chains, which are brand chains, are just as good. But at the moment, I just don't seem to be able to get them at a reasonable price. They're all like 20, 25 quid, and you know, and that it's kind of come back down to sensible levels now. I'd normally be, you know, because this is a 10-speed as well. For a 10-speed chain, I don't want to be paying more than 20 quid. So anyway, I found a KMC for £17, so £18. So you kind of, I know the 10-speed ones are okay. The 11-speed ones I'm not entirely convinced about. I've had a lot of them that have worn out quicker than I've expected. But anyway, stick to the plot, Mark. Stop waffling. I've had my creatine this morning as well. I should be a bit more focused than this. It's an aluminium frame. It's, like I said, it's got Campag Nolo Veloce group set. Do you like the Veloce group set on it? It's kind of a main road bike. This is what she goes and destroys all the Queen of the Mountains on, and a lot of the King of the Mountains as well. I think we've said before, Jetty's a bit of a unit. She is kind of, as a coach, she's kind of the athlete you dream of coaching. But it's, you know, she's kind of the athlete that most coaches aren't going to get to coach her because she's that good. She doesn't need coaching. You know, all I do for Jerry is we just have chats about things and work out problems and stuff. I don't set her a plan or anything because she knows what she needs to do. I mean, she said the other day, shit it right in there. The reason I'm being shit at the moment, I'm not consistent. So that's all it is. 90% of your battle is consistency. Whatever you're going to do it consistently. Fucking waffle. We've digressed off into Tri-Fit. That's a different channel, by the way. Anyway, so we've got this beastie to deal with. I've given it a quick M check. I'm not going to take you through the M check. Headset bearings are okay. They feel a little bit like they could do some love. There's a little bit of play in the front wheel. It sounds dry, so that probably wants a clean out and a re-grease. Hopefully it's not going to be too bad. Worst case scenario, I'll stick some new bowls in it as well while I'm in there, because why not? So that'll get serviced up. Brakes are a little bit sticky as well. Brake cables look okay. But I'll need to put the micrometer on because I don't do a lot of Campag anymore. I used to ride Campag when I was a kid, but I'm guessing that they're the slightly thicker 1.2s rather than the skinnier 1.1s or 1s. Could even be 1.25s or 1.3s I've seen on some of them. I've even seen people run, on mountain bikes, run thicker than that, but I don't know where they're getting them from. Anyway, God, it's absolutely pissing it down out there. Focus. Right, where do we get to? We're working backwards. Front hub, brakes, that arrangement there. Bar tape's a bit mullered on one side, so I persuaded her to get some bar tape. it is actually catching on the thing. So I think these things need bending. Yeah, they need bending now. They do actually unclip. You can undo that bit, and just leave the metal bit there so we can get them off and out of the way. But I think the brakes are going to have to come off and go in the ultrasonic. Pretty much this is just going to be a complete strip down. The whole bike is going to come to pieces. Ball bracket seems okay, which I'm pleased about, but we'll see when we get the crank out. Main reason being, hold on a second now there. What the? Right, that's a new one on me. The flipping bolt that bolts this up is actually inside there, so I'm never come across that before, so I'm going to have to do some investigation on that. I can see it, but there's no point in me wailing on it and turning it the wrong way if I can just go and read and it tells you to go in from the non-drive side and turn it anti-clockwise, or whatever it is, or clockwise if it's a left-hand thread. Italians, it's more than likely it's an Italian bottom bracket, which stick a 0 on the end, and they're hard to get hold of and stuff like that, and they're weird sizes and fucking hell. Pedals feel okay, actually. They're rather good. I was trying to work out what make they are. It says Mavic on them, but I don't remember Mavic ever making pedals, so they look like they're a Luke format, but they have got Mavic stickers all over them, so who knows. Back brakes sticking as well. It's shifting okay, actually. It's shifting really nicely. It's just absolutely filthy. So the rear derailleur, the cassette will bin the chain. I'm putting a bigger cassette on it as well, so probably don't need to keep the chain off this one. So we've got a bigger cassette on order because that's a 26, weird sizes. So it's a 1326. And she wants to go to I can do a 29 is the biggest, weirdly, on this. So 1329 is kind of the biggest she can go to. I don't know what it's got on the front. It looks like it's a semi-compact on the front. Again, because they're Italian, they don't write anything on the chain ring. So we're just going to have to guess with that, or put a sticker on it. Could be a bit worn, but we'll have to see how it goes. Got a little bit of shark toothing going on there. We're swapping the back blocks, so worst case scenario is I have to swap a front ring, and I might have some that are 5-star that'll fit that, but again it's Italian, so they probably won't. We'll get all these bolts out, give them a good grease as well, and make sure they're not seized into the frame, with it being stainless steel or titanium into an aluminium frame. We'll make sure that that's good. Race scene. It's come from race scene, has it? Right, okay. So I think that's about it. The back wheel's okay. I can't feel any play on that. It sounds okay, but again, when we get it off, we'll take the cassette off it and we'll see how that feels. So it'll be one of them goddamn awful things. Braking surfaces wise, that one's okay. That one's okay, no problems there. Brake pads are about halfway down, so I can't see point in replacing them. Let's just get it back on the road as quick as possible. I've already ordered all the parts. There's the X10 KMC chain, so the X10s are the slightly better ones. We've got some of that, and hopefully the cassette's going to turn up today or possibly tomorrow, with a whole load of other shit I've ordered. So let's go for a little waffle. I'm really taken with my Defy, not just because it's a really nice frame, as was my other one that got mullered. It's just everything. I picked the right bike. I absolutely got the right bike. I went SRAM, I went out on a limb and I went SRAM, and it's rival as well, so it's not the Force, which I would have normally gone for. So the only downside from what I can see is the crankset's a bit heavy because it's cast, it's not, and the Force would be a carbon crankset. The rest of the group set's pretty light, there's not much in it at all, and it's fairly bomb-proof. So the levers look nice, they're not covered in silver paint. So they're just kind of a matte and a gloss black, so any scuffs and scratches or wear you're not going to see it. So they look really nice. I like the actual derailleur shifter on the front because it's like kind of a silvery stainless steel colour. I don't know what it is, I'll have to go and have a look at it. I guess it's chromed or stainless steel, doesn't really matter. Whereas the Force ones are black and they wear out, and then you get paint off them and that. So all in all, the Rival group set actually looks a better group set. So I've been keeping my eye open for a Force, because I think I showed on the other video, I've managed to pick up a carbon Force crankset. And the idea was I was going to drop that power meter on, which I think is a better power meter that broke, that's now started working again. I'm going to use that in the summer because it's obviously got an issue. It doesn't like damp, wet weather. So in the summer I can use that. So I thought, well, why don't I stick it on the Propel? And I thought, well, then I'm mixing Shimano and everything. And the Propels, you know, I've spent a bit of money on that and got the proper giant Ultegra power meter, double-sided power meter for it on there. But then I'm thinking, well, I'm not wedded to Di2 anymore. I do like the fact that it's fully cabled and that there's no wireless, and that's probably the best Di2 group set they've made. But I just actually prefer the SRAM group set. I like the fact that you press both of them in to change it, and that's all. You press that and it moves the chain that way. You press that one, it moves it that way. You press them both together, it moves it on the front. So I like all that. So. I've bought a new, it's new unused, so it's either new and been returned or whatever. It's all got boxes and things like that, and it's pretty much a full group set. It's got the chain, it's got a cassette, so those two items alone you're looking at 150 quid. It's got a full set of batteries and a charger, which I was going to buy another set of batteries and another charger. That's like 75 quid. So, you know, I'm already up into like 225 pound mark. It's got a set of discs, the SRAM discs as well, which I'd already had to buy anyway, so I know how expensive they are, buying the genuine SRAM ones. And it's all Rival as well, so it's a really nice group set. What else does it come with? It comes with the shifters and the derailleurs. It's got all the little plastic things for setting it up that you don't often get. So it is a proper new. It's not been used. It might have been on a bike, but it's been taken off. But all the boxes and everything are there. So I got it for a fairly decent price. I might put them a cheeky offer in. It had been on starting bids of 600 and something. I know 600. I'd have taken it at that. Because it was everything. You know, I could have bought a brand new one for 800 from Germany, and I wouldn't have got as much. I'd still had to bought the cassette and the chain. So I went out on a limb, and I just thought, I could see it to go about another 15 minutes left on, so I just pinged him a note and just said, I pinged him an offer and said 550, and I thought, you know, we'll get into some dialogue, and he just accepted it. I think it had been relisted a couple of times. It's this time of year, nothing's selling. The market's flooded with them because people have bought loads and loads of bikes off Ride to Work, can't sell the bike for anything like what they want, and everybody knows you can take your bike to pieces and sell it for more than you would do as a going concern, which is why I don't keep putting all these bikes back on the road. I end up reusing the group sets on something else. You know, like my wife's turbo train. Oh, I know my hair's in a right mess. The Holdsworth up there, you know, I was going to spend more time and effort and try and fix the frame. It's not worth it because I'm never going to be able to sell it as a frame anyway. You know, even the Propel that's crash damage. The old Defy that's crash damage. I'm not going to sell that. I can't sell the frame because I honestly can't sell it because I know it's 100%, but it's been in an accident. It's been hit by a car in an angle you don't want to be hit by a car, and the car did make contact with the frame as well as me. So again, you know, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to sell the group set on it. It's a 105 mechanical group set, you know, so I could sell that. There is a video coming up, so I did say Wayne was going to buy the group set because he's got a TCR that's got Ultegra with that stupid hybrid arrangement on it that goes from cable to hydraulic at the stem clamp. There's like a unit that's on the front. Fucking awful system. Giant are really innovative, but that was not a good idea. So he said he'd have that group set off me to turn that bike into fully hydraulic. But then I went down the route of, well, actually, I'd probably charge you, you know, 200-300 quid for the full group set. or you know, 150 quid for the shifters if you just wanted the shifters. But then that leaves me with a fucking shit I can't sell anyway, so I'd have probably preferred to sell it or just leave it as, and I'll ride it as a cross-country bike or something, because it's my risk then. But then I spotted somebody selling some Ultegra shifters, brand new, well not brand new, but completely, they not a mark on them. And they've upgraded to Dura-Ace and just switched them over and just put all the stops on. So I bought them, £103 I got them for. I mean, that normally an Ultegra shifter alone is £100 second hand. So I've managed to pick him up that. So I've just got him a stem and a couple of other bits and bobs. So that's in the other shed waiting to be done. So that's going to be interesting. That's going to be convert it to full hydraulic. But then we're going to have the Propel. Probably straight after that is going to go, because I want to get it done, is going to be, we're going to convert it from Di2 to SRAM. So you're going to see how easy it is to fit wireless stuff, but equally there's all the challenges with wireless. Fucking hell, that was a lot of waffle. Right, you probably fast forwarded through all that bit anyway, so let's start stripping this down. I'm not going to talk about it. What I'll do is I will just start piling the parts up on here, and then we'll talk about what I found when I've done that. So I'm going to stick it on time lapse, and I will just zoom the camera in or whatever, and I will just crack on with it. You know most of what I'm doing anyway. If I'll try and stick the camera over there and get it on that, so then you can see what I'm doing, but there's going to be stuff you're not going to be able to see, and there'll probably be a lot of swearing. But that don't matter because you're on time lapse. Right. So we've got it apart. There's only two things that are causing a problem. I can't get these flipping Italian bottom brackets out, and as you can see there's some kind of weird thing going on with the retaining clip that I hadn't spotted, but fortunately we've not mullered that anyway. Very interesting design, how they pinch together. And I can't get this adjuster bolt out, but I think that adjuster bolt's for the rear derailleur anyway. In fact, I'm 100% sure it's for the rear derailleur, unless they cross under there, which they won't do, because that'd make a horrible fucking humming noise while you're riding along. Everything else is off, so we can give this frame a really good sort of clean and a once over now. Derailleur hangers good as well, which is unusual for bikes I get from Jerry. Seems to be a consistent theme with Jerry and derailleur hangers. I will have a bash at getting that off. I'll lob a bit of penetrating spray down there, but I suspect that's mullered, and I'm more than likely going to break it trying to get it out, and then I'm going to have to drill it and thread it and shit like that. And if we're not going to use it, I might as well just leave it. Some things just leave them. Should I do it? Yes, I should. Do I need to do it? No, I don't, because we don't use it anyway. And it's going to snap. Then I've got to drill it all out and thread it, and that's going to be a pig to do because you can't get the tap in properly and everything. So it's kind of just leave it alone because we don't need it. Right? You need to take it out and grease it so it doesn't seize. Yeah, but it's seized. So I could snap it, take it out, put another one in, grease it, and it can still seize. So the other one's come out, which is one that gets used regularly. I'll clean that up. It's heavily corroded. I'll get some molly slip on it. Can't get the bottom bracket out either. But I can't remember which way around the Italians are. I know they're both the same thread, but I can't remember whether they're reverse. I know I did one recently. I could go and have a look at my notes on that because I do tend to make notes and things. But other than that, we just need to give that a good clean down. Persistence. Yeah, that was tight. Right, we might have to have a look, see if we've mullered that, see if we've got one of them. I suspect we have. Right, that can go and join its mate in the, see what damage we've done to the, doesn't even look like the rubber seal wants to come off. That definitely has to be part of the, I think that's part of the problem actually, the rubber seal's stuck on the shaft as well. So it's probably been letting a lot of shit in behind the bearing. See if we can get it off. There we go. Oh, I see, that's quite clever. There's actually a recess for the rubber seal to sit in. Interesting. Right, we're going to chuck that in now. Right, that's looking a whole lot better, isn't it now? Cleaned it up. looking good. It's got some scuffs and that, showing its age, but it's showing it well. The parts have been through the parts washer. If we ever get this to focus. Right, let's see if it focuses a bit better now. Yeah, brakes have come up nice and clean. They look really nice. There's still a bit of corrosion on them. That's the biggest difference. I mean, that's just so clean now. That's come up lovely, all nice and clean. Got that done. That one as well. Clear all the bits of stuff. So I'll have a little tidy up. The chain rings, the cassettes have just turned up. I'll give you some piece of advice with Campagnolo cassettes right now. Do not lose the instruction manual that comes with them. They are not like other cassettes where a good chunk of the cassette is built up in a block with an aluminium holder that's carrying it. Each one of these is individual, and they don't even have the same size spacing plates in between them, so you've got to know the order that you put the spacing plates in, and it's different for each combination and each sizing of them. So you need your piece of paper that tells you it's M, M, N, N, O, N, N, Q, 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 or something, or whatever it is, with your spacing plates, and they're all different, and if you get it wrong, your shifting will be all over the place, I promise you. So do not lose the piece of paper that comes with them, or write it down, take a picture of it, so that when you strip it down and you get all your bits in a mix, like I've just done, luckily there's one in there. Otherwise I'll have been googling it, because I remembered after I chucked it in, shit, they are all different size pieces. And ask me how I know, because it's not the first time I've done it. Right, let's get the frame back together. Grab all my various greases and things that I need. I'm just going to keep throwing all the tissues and stuff over the back, so just excuse me being an absolute tramp. Oil as well. Yeah, got some oil in there too. So we've got a nice selection of greases now. So typically with the first one, I generally put, because it's just to seat the bearings in, just a good quality or a lithium grease will do for that one. So, or even just a basic grease, it doesn't need to be anything fancy. You know, you could argue that, oh, let's stick some anti-CVCs in there because it's aluminium. Doesn't need that. I can tell you one thing I could do with bigger things on these, but it doesn't need a lot, so I think if I had a bigger thing I'd end up chucking more than I need in there. I could unscrew the end and just squirt it out of the... Right, so it's just to help the bearing to bed. What I did, because they are two different sizes, just to remind me, I stuck them on there like that. So that one can go in there. That'll seat nice, so that's got a nice little barrier, and then what we'll do is we'll squirt a bit more grease around the top just as add as a seal. We'll do the same on this bottom one as well. This is what I have wiped this off, just not very well, but it was pretty clean. It's the same thing. Looks like they've had lithium grease on here already as well. It's not the white lithium grease. I tried to get some of that, but I couldn't get hold of it. Lithium paste or whatever it's called. Right. So what I'll do is, because I can't be bothered to turn it upside down, I'll just squirt some on the base of this. Do you know what I'm going to unscrew the end of that, because it's just getting on my nerves. Yeah, so there's a nice bit of grease underneath that will keep the grease out of there. Right, before we go any further, I do need to grab the rest of the headset components. Just bear with me a second. More in there. I think that's it. I think we got them all. Just give it a quick wing. Nice. Worth doing it anyway, just to check the movement. Right. What do we got now? Right, that bottom bracket's in. So I'm guessing that you feed this one on first. So we will go red grease with this one. Hopefully it won't explode again. Make sure we get it round the back of there and on that rubber seal. Because that's going to be the thing that butts up to the inside of there to create the seal. And we have got a, I haven't cleaned, it's a bit crusty that as well. Cool. So we're just going to drop that in. I'm feeling I might have to be giving this some gentle encouragement, which isn't ideal because obviously you're hitting on a bearing, but if you're gentle and just giving it very, very light taps, I'm not taking a swing at it. What I will do is just help it on its way a bit. Awkward. I hit it. Oh, I can see what's going off. There's a there's a spacer. There's a wave washer, and there was one on the other side as well, which I've already had to put into place. There we go. That's the wave washer for the other side. So Again, these aren't going to be fully done up yet. I will put the end on though. Right. So that needs a little end on it. The waffle seems to have dried up, doesn't it? It's only a matter of time. Cool, let's just check all this is all, yeah, now we've put it all together, suddenly realise it's not sat in its, it's okay, looks a bit bent. There we go, all good. I think the top range might be a little bit off, but nice. What are we there waiting for now? God, look at that! It looks absolutely mint, doesn't it? Right, let's turn my attention over. Just a little bit of a tidy up of the desk. Certainly a little bit better. Red grease. All me flipping red grease guns are. Right, I just need a lot of red grease on this. I just need to get a lot down here. I want a lot in there. Right, just to keep the shit out of the things, because they're not particularly well sealed on these wheels, I've noticed. Right. How are we doing on the other side? I think that one's fine. That looks fairly sealed. Right, let's get this on, and then we can use the plastic thing to put the other one back to bed. And then Jerry can have that one back, and we can chuck this one on. Right, where's the funny one? I think there's a picture somewhere that tells me how to line these up, because they are different to other ones. Right, so one of the ones that's fat has one of the ones that's fatter than all the others. There we go, that's the fat one. That must be it there. It's going down. See what I mean? Every single one of them is loose. There we go. It's quite a nice system. It's like most things with Campag, it's heavily over-engineered, and I think they redesigned it not long after this. Now, also as well, I do think that the standard one of these that I use doesn't fit Campag very well. I've had this before, so I do have another one that's kind of a little bit more, shall we say, Chinesium. The only problem with it is you can't, you've got to finger feel it in because of the way it is. Right, so what's the lock? 12, 15, 14 tooth, type for 50 Newton, 50 Newton meters. Bloody hell. Right, is it a 32? No. It's a 24. Yep, it's a 24. I'll put the big one away. I do need it again. Alright, 50. Where's my favourite gadge? Come on, there we go. That's it. I had somebody posting on his workshop feed the other day. He says the amount of these that come in, they're all under torqued. Oh, nice one. And they're all under torqued, but do you know what? I never have that problem. They're always over bloody torqued.
Okay, I won't.
Yeah, same to you too, Siri. Right, that feels good. I did notice that as well, that the spring was the wrong way round. We haven't had that for a while, have we? Just put a bit of... Should really put lithium on this one, but I've got the red grease at hand, so red grease it is. Oh, missed a bit of the hub there that I've not cleaned. A little bit bent as well, this. I'm wondering whether somebody's been using it on a turbo trainer and they've bent it. No, that can't be right, because it'd be the other end, wouldn't it? To be that end. So just clean off all the spare. Yep. So the springs were the wrong way round. So that one's good. We can get that one up and in now. Oh fucking hell, that one's as bad as well. Right, I'm going to go and see if I can find Jerry another set of tyres, because they are shit. They're just perished. Right, just so you get the full picture, this one's perfect, so I ain't had to do anything to this one. So all's good. What we do need to do though is swap that tyre over, because this was actually the worst of the two tyres. Stick that down there. I'm not going to, you don't need to watch this. I've got a Rubinio that I think I've only used half a dozen times that's there. It's pretty much the same as what came off the back wheel. Actually, I think this might be better. Rubinio, that's the Rubinio Pro, so slightly newer version. But we'll get these swapped out. Don't need that. You don't want them on a race wheel. Add to the unbalance. Very little air in it. Right, we'll get this on. You notice the other. Let's have a quick look at that. We could possibly take a link out as well, but we'll leave it for the time being. How are you doing for? Still doing good, still doing good. Right, let's have a quick squidge. Ooh, yes. Far off now. Right, that's good. Right, that's not good. Put my rings up against there, slide that out of the way, put that in. Yeah, still needs to come out a bit. Yeah. That's okay. Right, not sure what's gone off there. Just realised it's stopped recording. Right, I've just got the bar tape to do. Probably not going to record that, or if I do it's just going to be on time lapse, but then that's it. All we've got to do is just drop it down and torque the bars up and everything, and then and then all's good, and we're done. Right, I'm just going to do the other one. You've had that on time lapse. I'm just going to crack on. Are we back? Right, let's have a quick look over the bike now. I think that's it. I think we're pretty much done. Bar tape's on. I think that's probably one of the best bar tapes I've done in ages. Really nice finishing tape. Got that nice. Got it done it in the same style that Giant do theirs. So I think I've got it about even as well. Brakes are working. Sorted a set of tyres out for her. They're better than the ones that were on. Slightly thicker as well, give her a bit more comfort. Chains sorted out, gears are sorted out, bent hangers straightened out that we didn't know about, buckled wheels sorted out that we didn't know about, seized brakes are sorted out, we kind of did know about them. I think the only thing we've not touched is the saddle. Bit of bottom brackets about suspect. Bearings a little bit, they're just starting to go in the front, but it's not worth chasing into them. If they were cup and cone, I'd have chucked some oil in, but they're not. They are bull raced. So leaving it as it is. All's good. New chain, new cassette, bigger than the other one. We've now got to load the other one back into the box and give it back to her. I need to do something with that front tyre because it's not quite seated right. We'll have another go with that, and then we'll see. It might be she needs another tyre on front anyway. That one's it's a tubeless. I've just realised, but I haven't said that though. She was running a tubeless, so we might end up sticking her Robinho back on if I can't get it to her Robinho back on if I can't get it to bed properly. But no, right, jobs are good and we can send this one on its way. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Nice bit of Italian blinging.